simplify. All right. Simplify the expression 1 plus 3 divided by x minus 10 divided by x squared divided by 1 minus 3x minus, 1 minus 3 divided by x minus 40 divided by x squared. All right, so we're going to begin solving for the first part of the expression, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to combine this part of the expression, and for us, in order for us to combine this, we need the same denominator for this part. So we need to make 1 divided by the common denominator, right? The common factor. So, and for us to figure out how we're gonna do that, I'm going to start multiplying this part by x. So I'm going to multiply this by x. So I'm going to get the same denominator for 3 divided by x and 10 divided by x squared, right? Because when I multiply x times x, I'm gonna get x squared, and over here I'm gonna get 3x. Then I have minus 10 x squared. So then I notice that these two guys have the same denominator, which is x squared. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to multiply 1 by x squared. Actually, the 1 and the denominator of 1. And just to remind you, every number has a denominator of 1, because 4 divided by 1 is equal 4, right? So in this case it's 1, so 1 divided by 1 is 1. So then I multiply that by x2, actually it's square, right? So I'm going to get positive x squared and x divided by x squared. And that makes sense because x squared divided by x squared equals to 1. Anything divided by the same thing is equal to 1. All right, so we already know that this is a fraction, right? So this is the upper part, right? So but we're gonna first solve for this part, right? Okay, so I can say that this is equal to x squared plus 3x minus 10, and all of that is divided by x squared, right? So now we need to remember that we have right here another division, which is this part, right? So we're gonna solve for this part. So as we know, this is going x to the power of 2 is going to be the same common denominator for these three guys too. So what I'm going to do is, remember that this is 1, so we're going to do, I'm going to multiply 1 by x squared already, right? Both sides. This is x squared, and this I'm going to multiply only by x, because these make the denominator x squared, right? So again, I do the same thing. I'm gonna do it with another color. Gonna do the same thing. So 1 times x squared is x squared divided by x squared. So I'm doing this right here, and then I'm gonna have a negative because this is a negative sign here. So 3 times x is 3x, and x times s is x squared minus 40 x squared. All right, so I can say that this is going to be x squared minus 3x minus 40. Oops. that is divided by x squared. Alright, so now because we are dividing two fractions, we can represent this fraction as the multiplication of the reciprocal of the denominator. So this guy right here is the denominator, right? So if I take the reciprocal of this, of the denominator, and I multiply by the numerator, right? This is numerator. I'm gonna write numerator only, right? So I can get the answer. So what is the reciprocal? The reciprocal is, for example, if I have 1 over 3, the reciprocal of that is 3 over 1. So we flip it. We put 3 down up, and we put 1 in the bottom as a denominator. So we're gonna do the same thing here. So I'm gonna write x. I'm gonna grab the first part here, this area here. I'm gonna get 3x minus 10, all of that divided by x squared times. So that's the trick. You gotta put it. You got to put it. You have to put it into multiplication. Then by the reciprocal. I already discussed that. So we're gonna have x squared minus 3 plus 40, and just copying the numbers here, the variables and the numbers. So as you can see, we can cancel these two guys here now, and this is going to be 1 and this is going to be 1. So when you multiply 1 times x squared, is going to give you x squared. When you multiply 3 times x, actually 3x times 1, you're gonna get 3x, and the same 10. So you're gonna pretty much get the same thing. So in the bottom you have to, you're going to get the same exactly thing, right? All right, so this could be one answer, but is this simplified? Is this really, are we done simplifying this thing? Well, we can try factoring. So we're gonna try to factor this and see if we can cancel some factors, because this is a fraction. And the way that we're gonna do this is we're gonna factor first the numerator, and then I'm gonna factor the denominator, right? So I see that 10 times 1 is equal 10, right? So, and also 5 times 2 equals 10. And I think this one will work for us. If you don't know how to factor, you should see my video showing you how to factor. All right, so this is the one that I'm gonna do is the denominator first, right? So I'm gonna say that x and x plus 5 and x minus 2. I'm using these factors, this multiplication, to get the first part. And if I do FOIL, right, if I do FOIL, I'm supposed to get this guy right here. We're gonna do it here, and then I'm gonna erase everything. If you need to check it, so you go back. So x times x is x squared. X times negative 2 is negative 2x, and 5 times x is positive 5x. Alright, so 5 times negative 2 is going to be negative 10. So when you add these guys, which are like terms, right? So you're gonna get positive 3x, and that's our our denominator. So that means that our factors are good. I'm just gonna eliminate these guys right here, so we can have a clearer area. Alright, so then we're gonna factor now the denominator, right? So 40 is 40 times 1, 10 times 4, I think we have another factor for 40, which is 8 times 5, I think. Yep. So I think 8 times 5 is going to work because we trying to look for a -3, right? So I think that let's see how it works. I think I'm gonna get a -5. You know, this is try and error. Sometimes it really is hard to look, but you know, if you subtract -8 of from 5, you're gonna get a -3. So that kind of makes sense. But like I said, I'm going to do the math, to make sure that this is good. I suggest you to do it because if you are in a test, you have to make sure that you have your number right. So we're gonna do, so x times x is x squared. I'm doing FOIL with the denominator, so x times x is x squared, right? So x times -8 is -8x. 5 times x is +5x, and 5 times x is negative. Actually, 5 times 8 times is going to be 40, but because this is negative, I'm gonna have a -40. So this guy add each other, so we're gonna have x squared minus 3x equal -40. So that means our factors are good. So now that we have these guys, this is equal to these things right here. So now that we have this, now can we simplify? Of course. So we can cancel these two, x plus 5 and x plus 5, we can cancel, and what we have left is this equal to x minus 2 divided by 8, x minus 8. So this is our answer. This is fully simplified.